A public cloud deployment model is any kind of cloud environment that is accessible by the general public. So the services and the infrastructure of the provider are simply offered to various clients. And again, that could be anyone, anywhere, as long as it's the general public that is able to access this model, this cloud environment. That is a public cloud deployment model. All of the infrastructure, all of the resources are owned by a third party cloud provider, and they typically offer these commercialized cloud services and IT resources to any kind of consumer organization. One example, and this is only one of many, but Google offers, let's say, something like storage. Anyone can store data with Google. You're taking your data and placing it on the physical resources within Google. That is a public cloud deployment model. Now, one of the nice things about the public model is that it is the responsibility of the cloud provider for creating and maintaining all of the resources. So the hardware, the software, the licensing, the upgrades, the maintenance, all of that is now offloaded onto the provider. You don't have to do any of that. So if you think about within maybe your own organization, how many times you've had to purchase new equipment, purchase new software, distribute that software, apply upgrades, all of that goes away. It is the responsibility entirely of the public cloud provider to maintain that equipment and those software applications. So it's very well suited for environments that have to manage load spikes or unexpected traffic. If you get a very high or rapid increase in growth, for example, that just wasn't anticipated, then you have this very high demand for a particular application or a website or anything along those lines. Cloud providers are able to allocate additional resources very easily to handle those spikes, also to host software as a service applications. So we'll talk about SaaS in greater detail later on, but the general idea behind that is rather than your organization purchasing and licensing and distributing a software application, simply access it from the cloud provider. That is a software as a service application. Also, for environments that are developing applications, you can use this interim infrastructure for developing and testing those applications. So rather than having to build an entire development and lab environment, use the cloud providers and just basically manage all of the applications that are consumed by your users. And there could be a lot of them. So, again, the resources of a cloud provider are much better at handling that high degree of simultaneous connections. So, the major benefit of the public cloud is the reduced capital expenditure. And with that, lower operational IT costs. So, again, you don't have to front all the money to purchase this infrastructure. You simply subscribe to them, and basically that lowers your overall expenditures and hopefully lowers your operational IT costs at the same time.